What if one of the most iconic comedy characters ever almost looked completely different? Uncle Buck feels like a film that couldn't exist any other way, but behind the scenes, it nearly took a very different path. The biggest what if starts with casting. Before John Candy was confirmed, other comedic actors were considered for the role of Buck Russell. Each would have brought a completely different tone. The film's identity was hanging in the balance. What made Candy perfect wasn't just his humor, it was his warmth. He made Buck feel human, not just funny. Instead of playing him as loud or cynical, Candy added heart, turning the character into someone audiences could truly care about. That emotional core changed everything. It elevated the script from a simple comedy into something memorable. His improvisation, his ability to switch from ridiculous to sincere in seconds, that's what gave the film its lasting impact. One small scene even sparked another classic. Early in the film, a young Macaulay Culkin questions Buck through a mail slot. It's a simple moment, but it showed John Hughes something important: a child actor who could completely own a scene. That idea became the foundation for Home Alone. A kid controlling his space, outsmarting adults, and carrying a film on his own. Behind the scenes, the production itself was full of clever solutions. Instead of relying entirely on traditional studios, the crew transformed an empty high school into a working film set. Gym spaces became soundstages, giving them full control over lighting and sound. It wasn't glamorous, but it was efficient, and it worked. The attention to detail extended to Buck's apartment. It wasn't just a messy space, it told a story. Every object, every bit of clutter reflected who Buck was, someone who cared deeply about certain things and ignored the rest. John Candy even contributed ideas, helping make the space feel real rather than staged. Locations also played a huge role. The film used real Chicago settings, something John Hughes was known for. Instead of polished studio environments, he chose real neighborhoods and streets. That authenticity made the story feel grounded and relatable. One standout location, the bowling alley, added a layer of history and atmosphere. It wasn't just a set, it carried decades of real life within its walls. Unfortunately, it was demolished not long after filming, making the movie one of the only places it still exists. The Russell family home, on the other hand, still stands today. It was chosen for its simplicity, an ordinary suburban house that perfectly represented middle-class life. Fans still visit it, drawn by the familiarity it carries. Even the film's tone pushed boundaries. Though rated PG at the time, some scenes and dialogue feel sharper than what modern audiences expect from that rating. It reflects a different era of filmmaking where family comedies weren't afraid to have an edge. Music also played a key role. The soundtrack, paired with Ira Newborn's score, firmly places the film in the late 1980s. Instead of feeling outdated, it enhances the experience, giving the movie a distinct identity tied to its time. One of the most memorable elements, the car, was practically a character itself. Buck's massive, beat-up Pontiac perfectly matched his personality. Every dent and backfire told its own story. And that famous explosive backfire sound? It wasn't real. It was enhanced in post-production to make it funnier and more impactful. Filming moved quickly, as was typical for John Hughes. Despite winter conditions, the production stayed on schedule and was released the same year. The cold weather even became part of the film's identity, adding realism and contrast to the warmth between characters. Some scenes didn't make it to the final cut. The infamous clown confrontation was originally longer and darker but was trimmed after test screenings. The final version struck a better balance between humor and discomfort. There are also rumors of a longer version of the film that has never been officially released. While details remain unclear, it's likely that early cuts contained additional material that was removed to tighten pacing. Occasionally, unseen footage has surfaced over the years, giving fans a glimpse into moments that didn't make the final edit. These clips add depth to a film many thought they already fully understood. When Uncle Buck was released, it opened at #1 at the box office, proof that audiences connected with its mix of humor and heart. Critics, however, were divided. Some loved its warmth, while others found its tone uneven. Over time, those same qualities have been re-evaluated as strengths rather than flaws. Looking back, the film's success comes down to a combination of smart decisions and unexpected moments. From casting choices to real locations, from improvised performances to careful editing, it all came together in a way that feels effortless. But that effort is exactly what makes it special. At its core, Uncle Buck is more than just a comedy. It's a story built on authenticity, shaped by real places, real performances, and a lead actor who brought something no one else could. And that's why, decades later, it still works.